But people do not like honesty, Mike. I mean, the word politician...
This is what I learned a long time ago. The truth will set you free, but first it'll make you miserable.
Well, people like to say they like the truth. They like the truth as a concept. When you get specific...
And it's on their side.
Especially about things that affect them.
They don't like no truth. Then
you're the bad guy. But just get real about it. Music is great, but it doesn't solve problems. It makes the shitty problems that the world has a little more easy to bear. Because
no, that's not true.
It is true.
No, that's our opinion.
I think it also though opens the eye, like kind of Mike said.
Tell me a problem that music solved. I mean, hip hop came along. Did it solve the problem of police brutality?
No, but it put it on the spectrum, the map.
Yeah, it did, but it didn't solve it.
Maybe, maybe not.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. It doesn't really change the law.
We know the system. We know now. Even the idiot knows now the system doesn't work.
Right. Okay, but that's not all because of music. I mean, I would think, actually, politicians.
What is your perspective of the world?
Well, that's a rather broad question. Could you specify?
And what do you believe in this world? What do you think? You believe in Jesus? You believe in Prophet Muhammad?
Well, I definitely don't believe in Jesus.
Okay, that's cool. Why not?
Why not?
I'm just curious.
I think the better question is why? Why would I? Because I'm not 10, okay? Because, I mean, it's obviously an ancient myth. And, you know, even the Jesus story, his biography, is completely unoriginal. You know, all the gods that came before him had, like, the same birthday.
And the same story, though, as well.
The same story. The same, yes, disciples, like 12 people. Many of them were crucified.
The Sumerians had the same Jesus effect.
Yeah, they took the stories that were going around the Mediterranean at the time, and they grafted it onto the life of Jesus. I mean, the reason why his birthday is December 25th is because that was...
The shortest day of the year, you were telling me something?
Yes, right. Because that was the day that the sun started to, when days started to get longer again, so that the people in the pagan times celebrated that day because it meant that we're going to live again, because the days kept getting shorter and shorter and shorter in the winter.
And why is Jesus so embedded in our brain?
We're going to die. The days are going to get shorter until there's nothing.
This is what I want to know. Why is Jesus so embedded in so many people's brain? Even people that are Buddhists and all that.
Well, I'll tell you. I mean, there's some very interesting scholarship done on this. There were lots of religions at the time. Of course, there are many that preceded Christianity. The reason why that one caught on is because, partly is because they grafted these familiar elements onto it, like his birthday and stuff like that, and he's coming back to life. That was an old story. But part of it that was revolutionary was his message that when it really gets good for you is in the afterlife. Now, we're talking about a Roman Empire that was at least half slaves, you know.
It's not more.
I mean, people think slavery was an American invention. It was not.
No.
Everybody in the Bible had them. The word slave comes from Slav, and there's nobody whiter in the world than Slavs. That slavery has been around since the beginning of time. Yeah, and mostly it wasn't even a racial thing, simply because people weren't living in an area where there were people of other races. It's just human nature, brutal human nature, to make other people your slave if you possibly can. Now, we have come a long way since that time, but in the Bible, nobody even thought to condemn it. There's lots of rules about slavery in the Bible. None of them are, don't do it. They never even thought to say that, like, don't do it. God's perfectly okay with it. His boy Jesus is perfectly okay with it. They have rules like, if a man kills your slave, you may kill his slave. Oh, okay. That sounds like a good rule. But nobody ever said, maybe we shouldn't do this. Maybe we should put that in the Ten. Maybe we should put that in the Ten Commandments.
I never read the Bible, so I don't know.
Well, I have.
You didn't dig it, what you was reading?
Well, as a historical document, it's interesting, and it's certainly fundamental to understanding our civilization. So I took it as scholarship when I was in college. But do I believe it? Of course not. It was written by people in the Bronze Age who didn't know what a germ or an atom was. It's a bunch of nonsense, and it's wicked also. It's full of ethnic cleansing, slavery. Again, just the fact that slavery is not condemned They have a list of 10 things you absolutely should not do, but slavery and rape are not on the list.
This is
How ridiculous
the Bible
is
you're
that?
talking about?
The Bible,
Bible.
yes, the Bible.
It's actually quite ironic because the Bible, I think, is like the most sold book.
But isn't there so many? I don't know. I don't want to say nothing about
The most like
Bible.
bought book anywhere.
Well, yes, it's the Bible. I mean, most people, less and less as time goes on, thanks partly to me, are less and less religious. But I mean, it's still mostly a religious country. Mostly people will say they believe in something. Now, shout out to my millennial friends. They're the first generation to be less than 50%, I think, who have a religious affiliation. The younger generations, more and more, are saying this is a bunch of bullshit. We don't need this to live a good life. And then they see how like immoral so many religious people are. So they're like, why would I want to get involved in this club? It's hypocritical, it's not real, and it doesn't speak to me.
I just believe religion is your conscience. You know what's good and what's bad.
Yeah.
You know
Well,
what's wrong,
that's
what's right.
that's your conscience. That's not religion.
Yeah.
Religion is something different. I mean, if
How
that
do you
could be
define
your
religion?
well, religion is a system. Religion is a formalized way of thinking with rules and laws and beliefs in things that
And
are.
then again, we all have our own private religion then.
But that's
Our
not really
personal
religion.
It's
That's
faith.
something
We have a
better
way-
than
we have-
religion.
No, it's no, we don't have to say. I'm just talking about the way we get up every morning, we wash our face, we brush our teeth, we
Well, that's
put
a
pen, and
that's
we live
not,
our, yeah, that's
that's
like
not a religion. That's a regimen. Yes, we all have.
Religion is regimental.
It is. Well,
Yeah, religion
but
is
that-
regimental, yeah,
but-
no doubt.
Okay. Well, we're arguing over semantics here, but
No, I'm not arguing with you.
no. I'm just saying. I think what defines something as a religion is something that you're not describing. You're describing what you believe and how you live your life. You don't need religion.
Well,
Although-
religion tells you how to live your life and what to believe
but aren't
in.
you Muslim?
Yes.
Okay, well that is a religion.
Yeah, it's very difficult religion too. But listen, that don't mean you can't be a Muslim and live your religion and still think that somebody should be treated like a human being and not just be dictated by religion.
Yeah. I would just say you're lucky that you're a Muslim in America. Because if you were a Muslim in most
Hey, you know,
majority-
but listen, man, you keep saying that. You know how many Muslims in these countries think like us and yet can't get over the oppression?
Right. Exactly.
All right, so don't say if I went over, no, everybody would understand me.
No, but I'm
more
saying
than I understand myself.
You couldn't live, and definitely your daughters and your wife couldn't live the way they do in America. if they-
Exactly.
Okay, good.
That's why they.
Glad
That's
we
why.
agree on that.
That's why it was meant for them to live here.
Yes. Yes. Right.